was good. I don't get it either.
What?
Council. Welcome to the Wrestling Council. I am your host, Comic Book Bob. I'm joined as always as my good friend, Hollywood Frank.
That's right, baby. Feeling a little Brody tonight.
Yep. I was actually going to wear mine today. I couldn't find it. But you can catch us here every Tuesday, Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, talking about all the interesting stuff that happened in the world of wrestling. And yeah, it was
great. It was a great week.
Up and down, up is down, cats and dogs living together, mass hysteria. Nothing makes any sense. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it. WrestleMania was night one. Night one was really good, man. There was some good stuff in WrestleMania. I was shocked.
What if CAT really spelled dog?
It's deep. But before we get started, let's go ahead and check and see who was here. Leg Kick and Courtney were here earlier. So Leg said, "Hey, Bob and Frank, what's up, Leg Kick?" Courtney's here said, "Hey, Leg Kick."
Hicks Villain
said, "Sup,
Fantasia."
Sup?
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 Hello.
What's up?
What's up?"
Fantasia here too. Yeah.
Yep.
Hello, Fantasia.
Courtney said, "Hi. What's up, Fantasia?" And yeah, we're gonna get into that. You're definitely gonna get into that. But before we do that,
we're missing Maldacino. You're right, Courtney.
Yeah, Mal will be along. 100%. I have 100% faith in Mal.
He's dodging cars and trucks right now.
Exactly. But we appreciate everybody. We appreciate all you guys. And yeah, I was pleasantly surprised, man. But we'll get into it because something happened right after that just took it right back down again. But yeah, as always, though, we have a little segment we like to do called The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Going over what we thought was good, what we thought was bad, and what we thought was just downright ugly.
Yeah, it's this guy's going first this week.
And this week it's Frank. What you got for us, brother?
The good, man. Now, I might be stealing some of your GBUs, but we'll see. The good.
I'm sure we got some overlap.
Super card, especially FTR versus the Briscoes.
Them boys.
And why? What meeting is he to fire that guy?
I don't know who that dude is. I don't know who
a tweet that came out 9 years ago by one of the Briscoes. I'm sorry,
which he's already apologized for multiple times.
And that's the hang up that's preventing the Briscoes from coming to AEW is one person from Warner Media.
Dummy idiots.
But if he's the match from Supercard, I saw how good it was.
People like that.
Your boys to AEW.
Dude, if I was Tony Khan, I'd be like, dude, who the hell are you? I'm Tony freaking Khan.
From what I've read, though, is that the boys are headed to Impact.
Yeah, which is, man. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it.
As long as it wasn't WWE, which does not know what to do with tag teams, I'm okay with Impact. Because there could always be that working relationship again with AEW and Impact, and you can see them boys and FTR, or you're going to see them boys versus the Good Brothers.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're gonna get a good a Dem Boys versus the Bucks. We have to after what happened.
Yeah, but Supercard top to bottom.
Oh God, it was so good.
That's my good.
It was a bad match. I mean, there were some matches that were they were okay. But there wasn't a bad match on the entire card, man. And that friggin' tag match was dope as shit.
The bad WrestleMania, not all of it though. There was some actually good matches on WrestleMania. So, but
night one was really good.
The bad is a toss between Johnny Knox and that's honorable mention for my bad, but my bad is how old is he? Vincent Kennedy McMahon getting in the ring with Pat McAfee and pinning Pat McAfee.
Winning. Yeah.
Like
beats Pat McAfee after Pat McAfee beats Austin Theory, which basically means Austin Theory is worse than both of them.
Why? And that stunner that he gave McMahon. Oh my God.
Dude, that was the worst
Jesus.
stunner. That was the worst stunner in history, man.
Holy.
That was so bad. But it was so funny. Roman versus Brock.
Stunning, and was he 76-year-old man?
76 years old. I'll give Vince all the credit in the world, man. For a 76-year-old man, he's holding himself together pretty good.
Yeah, and my ugly is a couple of injuries coming out of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns, I don't think they've said what exactly, if it's a muscle tear, if it's a separated shoulder, what exactly happened to him, but seeing Boogs trying to fireman's carry two guys, and I just saw his knee just go boop, boop, boop. And boom. That's ugly, man. That's and when because Rob and I were watching WrestleMania, just watching it on Peacock, and I texted him. I said, "You watching it? Did you see that?" And I immediately texted Rob. I mean, I said, that's a 6 months to a year injury when I saw it happen. And then next day or later on that day, they said he's going to be out 6 months to a year.
6 months to a year. More than likely a year.
That's what I called as soon as I saw his knee pop. And I knew he's going to be out for at least that long. And
that's the same injury, if I'm not mistaken, that took Ember Moon out.
Yeah, but
she was gone for almost 3 years.
Roman couldn't even do this at the end of the match. I mean, he did that with the titles, and he was probably strained him. Dude, I personally have dislocated left shoulder 3 times, right shoulder twice. Mm-hmm. The first time I dislocated it was so bad that the doctors told me if it became a problem, I'd be in a sling. And it'd be about 6 months before I'd have use of my arm again.
Yeah, it's not a good injury. I mean, from what I understand, I think it was a muscle tear. I don't think it was dislocated. If it was, there wasn't enough damage in it. If there was, it wasn't enough damage for him not to be able to use his arm, because the next night on Raw, he put the title over his head again. So if he was really injured, they wouldn't have him be doing crap like that.
Oh.
So I'm sure I 100% know that there's at least a minor injury there, but I'm hoping that he got away with it. But
so that's my GBU. But that's my GBU. So
okay,
your
my
turn.
GBU, yes. We're gonna have like I said, we're gonna have a lot of overlap, man. Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor, best wrestling this weekend, bar none. And there was a lot of wrestling this weekend, guys. There was the ROH Supercard of Honor. There was WrestleMania.
Y'all see that down there?
Yep. Follow us on social media, guys. There was WrestleMania. Impact had their what was that show that they had? They had a show this weekend. New Japan Strong had a show this weekend. GCW had a show this weekend, which I believe the Briscoes were on that show too. As the Briscoes and the Bucks both pulled double duty this weekend.
Yeah. The Briscoes were on that too. Yeah, they talked about it.
So there was a lot of wrestling this weekend, man, but none of it could touch ROH. That show was so freaking good, man. In that show, I mean, think about this. In that show alone, we got Swerve Strickland versus Alex Zane, which was good. Ninja Mac versus the returning Brian Cage, who's now part of Tully Blanchard Enterprises. And Brian Cage looks good, dude. He looks ready to go. Jay Lethal versus Lee Moriarty, with Jay Lethal turning heel, just like we were saying that he was heading for something. So turning heel. So guess what? Now that he's a heel, he can be inserted into the title scene and go after Hangman. And Lethal versus Hangman will be a great match. Willow versus Mercedes Martinez for the interim ROH Women's Championship, because Deonna Purrazzo wasn't able to make it because of her commitment with Impact. This was a decent match. Probably the weakest match on the card. I think it's because they just kind of had to throw it together at the last minute because they knew that Purrazzo wasn't going to be there. Mercedes Martinez versus Deonna Purrazzo is going to be a cool match. This might be the best tag team match I've seen ever. And that's saying a lot. Briscoes versus FTR. Holy shit, dude. This match is so freaking good. And then, of course, we got the Young Bucks coming out. Other matches that happened before that, Rhett Titus versus Minoru Suzuki. Minoru Suzuki, Murder Grandpa, wins his first North American title. How about that? And then Wheeler Yuta, who I'm so freaking high on, man, wins the ROH Pure Championship from Josh Woods. And I thought was a really good match. It was a little slow, admittedly, but then again, considering that it's a much more of a mat wrestling kind of match. So
say hi, Sox. Say hi, Sox.
With kitty cat. Woohoo! Everybody stop for the kitty. Glad Cage and Lethal finally had their place, not in AEW Dark. You know what though? Like I said, man, someone as good as Jay Lethal, man, that guy's he's too good to sit around. You're not gonna leave him on Dark, man. You're gonna use him eventually. They just had to figure out what they wanted to do with him. But and then the championship match, Jonathan Gresham versus Bandito, with Chavo Guerrero coming out with Bandito. I thought this match could have been better. It was a good match. It was a good match. I like Jonathan Gresham. Bandito was awesome. Dude, that freaking, what was that move he did off the top rope? Holy shit. It was like a corkscrew. It was like a corkscrew body press, man. It was one of those things where you're like, the hell did I just see?
And then Chavo getting kicked out of ringside.
Yeah, Chavo getting kicked out of ringside. I thought, and I love that they leaned hard into the old school idea of Ring of Honor, where you shake hands at the beginning of the match, you shake hands at the end of the match, you try to have a decent, honorable match. The few times that didn't happen made total sense because it happened in FTR versus them boys, because all the shit talking they were doing, those guys were not shaking hands, man. Courtney, he can't, because the way Pure works, the Pure title works, is you can't have the kind of match that Trent normally has. So I mean, I shouldn't say that he can't. I mean, anybody can, but it's much more of a grappler's match. So, the Tully's new team, the Gates of Agony. Yeah, and from what I understand, Hicks Villain, the beef was a misunderstanding. Them taking Chavo off of the alumni page was not meant to be what it was. So they basically they squashed it. So, and Chavo's a professional dude. That is who it is. Oh, jeez, God, crap! I don't want to freaking talk about that bullshit. But yeah, and then of course we had Gresham. Late Jay Lethal came out and laid out Gresham. Sanjay Dutt turned on him as well. And then we got the return of Samoa Joe And immediately afterwards, Tony Khan tweeted that Samoa Joe will be on Dynamite tomorrow. He is All Elite. So, yeah, all of that happened on the Ring of Honor show.
And you got the Young Bucks versus FTR for the titles.
Young Bucks versus FTR 2 for the AAA titles and the Ring of Honor titles.
Yep.
So, my boy Con has been told, yeah, dude, and they looked really good. They looked really good. Like, I'm not real familiar with either of the two guys that hooked up with Tony, that hooked up with Tully, because I'll be the first person to admit I've been kind of sleeping on Ring of Honor for the last at least year. But yeah, they looked really good. But all that happened on Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor, and then of course we also had everything that happened on Dynamite and
WrestleMania.
Well, we got to talk about WrestleMania. We got to talk about WrestleMania.
That's your good. What's your bad?
Oh, my bad was Raw the next day. I sat through Raw yesterday because I thought, after what I saw at WrestleMania, and also the fact that I knew Cody was going to start the show, I was either he was going to start the show or he was going to come out really soon. It was either going to be him or Roman. So Cody started the show on Raw. His promo was really good. It's Cody, man, and I've learned a few things about his deal with Tony with Vince. One of the things that he put into his contract was Stardust will never even be talked about, never be mentioned. It will never exist ever again, ever. So,
forever.
There you go. No more Stardust ever in the history of wrestling going forward, and the rest of it, as long as Cody Rhodes is there. His promo was good. The rest of the night was freaking pointless. This was the most whatever. This was the most whatever Raw I think I've ever seen. But real quick, Courtney said, if Ring of Honor is not going to hire the Horror King or Matt Taven, I'm not going to watch. If you weren't thinking, you wouldn't have thought that, Bob. Courtney said, forever. I'm sure that they'll work things out. But that was the weirdest. Okay, that freaking thing. So basically, Elias came out with his new gimmick. He looks so generic, dude.
That's his twin brother, Ezekiel. That's not Elias.
He looks so generic. His music was generic, and he's like, "Oh, I'm not Elias. I'm his younger brother, Ezekiel." I'm like, okay, this is either going to be really, really bad and really, really cringe, or it could turn into something really funny. So we'll see. But it's just like things happened on the show. Like there was so much exposition back and forth. The matches themselves were just kind of like, okay, whatever. And they didn't do anything to work off the momentum of WrestleMania, which was received really positively. They didn't do anything to build any the Raw after WrestleMania, the Raw and SmackDown after WrestleMania. It's where you start building your new storylines.
Yep.
There was nothing. There was literally nothing on the show. And then, okay, and by the way, there was an NXT show as well. This
title match.
Yeah. And well, the weekend, and Braun Breaker lost to Dolph Ziggler. So then 2 days later, you have the same two guys in the same tournament, and he wins.
Yep, wins his title back.
What was the point of the other night? It's so. When WWE does something good, it's usually really, really good. I.e., night one of WrestleMania.
And you have MVP turning on Lashley and siding with Omos.
Yeah, well, it's just. What's up, Mal? I said, you know, it's just funny. Bob had expectations. I'm an eternal optimist when it comes to WWE, man. I'm always hoping. I think Braun. Well, he got called up, but then they gave him the title. It's like, if you're gonna call him up, why are you giving him the title? So it's like, what the hell's going on here? But it's just like it was just, and then Roman came out, and Roman, look, Roman, the Bloodline have been the two have been the best thing going in WWE for a while now. Okay, this is the best Roman has ever been. This is the best this is the best storyline that they've had going for a while. But he came out last night at the end of the show. He's basically the main. His promo is the main event. By the way, it took him 11 minutes to walk down the ramp from the moment his music hit to walk down the ramp and get in the ring and actually start talking. It took him 11 freaking minutes. And then it was just a bunch of meandering shit. It didn't do anything to set up anything. It didn't do anything other than Cody's freaking promo. Everything else, this show could not exist and nothing would change.
Yeah.
You know, about the only thing they really did was they broke up Zelina and Carmella. Carmella, which nobody gave a shit. And that's why nobody gives a shit about the friggin' the AEW, the WWE Women's Tag Team belts, because WWE doesn't have a real women's tag team division. It's just a bunch of single stars thrown together, and that's why there's nobody invested in the teams. And
they just put Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan together. How long?
And they're about to break them up. Yeah. I think, and like the working theory is that she's going to join that new faction that Edge put together.
Yeah.
With Damian Priest, which I'm like, okay, cool.
So you put them together to break them up. Like you put Zelina and Carmella together. And win the titles, and then a couple weeks later to break them up.
Yeah. He's back for a couple of weeks. He's going to be doing commentaries for a couple of weeks. He's filling in. So night 2 had me crying like a damn baby. There were some emotional moments on WrestleMania, but let's anyway. But
what was your ugly?
My ugly was Rick Boogs. That's like that injury is like. Eesh. That injury is I don't want to say it, but it is potentially career ending. Like I said, that's very similar to the injury that Ember Moon had, and she was on the shelf for almost 3 years. So, yeah, Brody King called Edge and Priest wish House of Black. Yeah, but my ears, thank you, Jerry. Yeah, Jerry Lawler being back was dope as hell. That was very cool. But all right, so WrestleMania night 1, Charlotte versus Ronda. That was that match. If I had to give that match like a star rating, I'd give it like a 2.5 out of 5.
You're being generous.
Ronda was not very good. Charlotte had to carry the whole match, and I don't care about Ronda Rousey, dude. I don't. It's not a shot at her. She's just don't give her a mic ever. Get someone to talk for her.
And she wanted to be the main event for night 1.
Yeah. Well, basically, I guess the story where she walked out of the Hall of Fame because she found out that they weren't going to be the main event for night 1. Apparently, that everybody is denying that, saying that that's not true. She left because she's got a kid and she needed to take care of her kid, which I believe her on that count. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what's going on. She's actually regressed as far as her ability in ring ability is concerned. Like when she was like that WrestleMania match that she had with Charlotte and Becky, she was actually decent. You know, I mean, of course, she had 2 of the best in there with her to help carry her, but she was decent and she was pretty decent in that match. This match, man, Charlotte was struggling to carry her through this. Omella getting married. She broke up a marriage. Ronda's been Malcia said Ronda's been low effort the whole time since she returned. It kind of feels that way, man. It kind of feels like she's just going through the motions.
Yep.
It's like she's getting a paycheck. I mean, maybe that's it. Maybe she's getting a paycheck. Maybe she just cares about the paycheck and doesn't care about anything else. And then once this next run this run she's got going is done, she's gone. I don't know. If that kind of feels like that. It kind of feels like now that WrestleMania is over, Ronda might be gone in a couple of months.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to keep her around, you've got to have a mouthpiece for her.
You got to have someone talk for her, man. Hey, dude, even she was throwing Charlotte off her game. Because that promo that Charlotte cut, that's probably the worst promo Charlotte's ever cut in her entire life. On that SmackDown before, dude, that promo was crap. Yeah, it's just I don't know, but that match, the best match of the night was Cody versus Seth.
And then they had to cut the feed twice on that because Charlotte had a little slip.
Yep. She had a wardrobe malfunction.
Twice.
Yep, twice. So she's opened up her OnlyFans. I don't know, but the two best matches of the night, 100%, Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch. Which did you see the black eye that Bianca had?
Yep.
Because, dude, as soon as I saw that flip, that when Becky came off the top turnbuckle with that flip, and her foot, like she caught, like Bianca caught all of that, right, that heel right in her face, man. I was like, oh, there's gonna be a receipt for that at some point.
You didn't like the Kevin Owens versus Stone Cold?
I mean, it was better than. I mean, it was about what I was expecting. Stone Cold looks good. I mean, for his age, he looks good. It was more like he took a couple of hellacious bumps, but the majority of it was him basically beating the crap out of my brain doesn't want to work. Kevin Owens. So,
yeah.
I thought it was cool. I thought it was a cool nostalgia moment. And dude, if they would have do like a cinematic match with Stone Cold going forward, he could probably do a couple of them. He looked like he was in really good shape.
Yeah, I did like Seth Rollins versus Cody.
Seth versus Cody was awesome, man. There was so much emotion in that, and I love the fact that he got to keep his entrance music. I love the fact he got to do that. And I'm hoping that when he is done with WWE, which I personally believe that at some point he is going to go back to AEW. He's got too much DNA in that company. I think eventually they'll work it out. And because listen, Tony Khan is not going to be running that thing like he's doing. He can't. He's going to have a freaking heart attack.
The only thing I didn't like about that match with Cody versus Seth is when I think it was on that, or maybe it was on a YouTube I was listening to. Somebody compared that match to Savage versus Steamboat at WrestleMania 3. Yeah.
Yeah, get the hell out of that crap. But dude, no, just Cody versus Seth was awesome. I don't know what to make about that freaking bit that they did on Raw. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're gonna turn Seth face or something. I don't know. Onto tables, yeah. He'll be doing dives onto tables. Bianca, yeah, dude. How cool was dude? Becky had the best freaking theme outfit. Period. She looked like pure 80s, like punk rock star, man.
Oh yeah.
It was so freaking awesome.
Looked like Daryl Hannah from Blade
Runner.
Yeah.
That's the first thing that went through my head was Daryl Hannah from Blade Runner. But I thought that was really cool. Miz and Logan Paul was better than I thought it was good. Logan Paul looked better than I thought he was going to. It still wasn't a very good match.
Him and his $5.25 million Pokemon card.
Whatever. I don't get the whole thing. I mean, I guess part of the deal for him to do this was that her mullet was distracting. That's the thing about what's cool about it, though. She has freaking mullet, dude. It's like she's channeling Eddie Guerrero, man. But Seth looked like a bottle of Pepto-Bismol. Oh, his new suit that he wore on Raw. Yeah, it was weird. She ripped off Lady Gaga. Well, to be fair, Lady Gaga kind of ripped it off herself.
Everybody rips off somebody else. Okay.
Yeah. Logan Paul looked better than I thought. I don't get the whole face turn it's because he likes to be a good guy. But Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin was pointless. That and the Usos versus Nakamura and Boogs were probably the low points, and Nakamura and Boogs was because Boogs got hurt. I'll tell you something. All right, I understand the idea behind it. He does that double person fireman's carry move. The move he does that. Bianca Belair does that. She needs to stop doing that. They need to stop it. This thing where they're stacking multiple people up. You slap your mouth for that blasphemy. Hey,
as Maldacino says, Miz the best thing Cleveland has going. Miz did not want to be upstaged by another Clevelander, Logan Paul.
Yeah. I don't claim him. I thought that was Dominic's best match. Still glad Veer killed him the next night. Veer 5. Dude, that was so freaking like, why? They did all this talk and all this crap building up Veer. Oh, he's coming. And he comes out at the end of a squash match because Miz squashed Dominic the next night at Raw. He squashed him. And he comes out and he beats the crap out of a guy who's already been beaten and his dad.
He comes out and does a Lars Sullivan.
Yeah, he does
That's
a Lars
exactly
Sullivan.
what Lars Sullivan did when he came into WWE. He came out and just destroyed the people that already got destroyed in the ring and left.
Like I said it from the start. It feels mid-card. If you really were going to push this guy, if you were really going to push the moon, he would have come out during Roman Reigns' little thing and laid out Roman.
No, Logan Paul's from Parma, Ohio.
Yeah, he's from Parma.
Which is where I work. In Parma,
Ohio.
Ohio.
Maybe you'll run into Logan Paul's grandma or something. But like I said, Drew versus Corbin was pointless and didn't mean who cares. That's more on the storyline than the guys in it. And Usos versus Nakamura and Boogs was not their fault because Boogs got hurt 5 minutes in. So that was night one. Night one had three good, really good things on it, and then a couple of decent things. Cody versus Seth, Bianca versus Becky, and Austin versus Owens. I mean, it was awesome. It was awesome. I have to say it. Night one was awesome. It was really good.
I'm sorry. Let me correct myself. Miz is from Parma. Logan Paul is from Westlake. That's what it was.
Was it?
Miz is from Parma. Logan Paul is from Westlake.
Dominic reminded me of Beetlejuice art with his outfit. Night two was not, in my personal opinion, it kicked off again really hard, like really the real tearjerker moment. Triple H starting off the show, made his entrance, left his boots in the ring, officially retiring. One of the best, one of the greats. There's definitely the Attitude Era, man.
Yep.
But Raw Tag Team Championship, RK Bro versus Street Profits. This was a good match. RK Bro versus Street Profits versus Alpha Academy. Again, I like RK Bro. But the build-up for this match was just not great. And then Bobby Lashley versus Omos. I mean, this thing, it was two big dudes, and Omos, he really needs to get better. I mean, I get it. I understand why they're doing him the way they're doing him, but use them like Andre the Giant, I guess. Just have them wreck everybody and then come in and somebody beats them. That's exactly what they're going to do with it. That's what they did with him. I was surprised. Courtney said, I was surprised RK Bro retained. I'm not, because they're the most popular thing on that show right now, as far as in the tag team division. Almost like Nia Jax. Kind of. I mean, Nia, if I'd been booking the women's division, that's what I would have done with Nia. I wouldn't have had her do anything more elaborate than a couple of basic presses and slams, and just did her like the Andre of the division, because she was so much bigger and stronger than everybody else.
He hasn't injured anybody yet.
Yeah, he hasn't hurt anybody yet.
Hasn't broken anybody's nose.
Yeah. Bobby Lashley looked good coming back from his injury, though, man. But then, of course, we all know what happened the next night on Raw. So whatever. Sami Zayn versus Johnny Knoxville. Okay, this was pure sports entertainment.
Yes, it was.
Look, I like Jacksonville. I like Johnny Knoxville. I love Sami Zayn. I couldn't get into this friggin' thing, man. I was just like, this is the dumbest. I'm like, you've got Finn Balor and
Ricochet,
your two mid-card title holders, and you couldn't put them on either night of this show, but you can do this. And this match went for what, like 15 minutes?
Oh, yeah, because you had to get all that stuff in. You had to get
because you had to get all these.
You had to get Party Boy. You had to get Wee Man out there.
Okay, that was the only thing that made me smile. You want to know why? And everybody's saying the same thing.
Because he body slammed him?
Because when he body slammed it, it looked just like, I don't know if I think this was a happy accident, because there's no way they could have set this thing up for it to happen. It looked just like Hogan slamming Andre. Like, that's the size, the comparison. Yeah. Dude, that was the only thing that made me smile in this match. And I get it. Sami Zayn's the kind of guy, he likes to have fun and whatnot.
Sami kicked him in the face.
He punted him too. He punted him like a friggin' football.
But they struggled getting the props out from underneath the ring.
Yeah, dude. And like, dude, like, I didn't even like. I give whoever was in charge of setting all that shit up and getting everybody out there and getting everything in position. I give them props, because I never noticed the giant hand.
Yeah, I didn't notice it.
I didn't notice that thing at all. And then suddenly it's like, wham! I'm like, what the frick? Where the hell did that come from? Dude, that's what I said. If he had come out from under the ring dressed as Hornswoggle, that would have been 1,000 times better. That would have been awesome. Because it's just like,
they struggled to get that foot out or boot out of the ring.
Yeah,
they struggled with activating the mousetrap.
Dude, I love Jackass. I used to watch the TV show. I've watched every movie. I like Johnny Knoxville. I like Steve-O. I just couldn't get in this match. I'm just thinking, going, this is where Sami Zayn is. Sami Zayn's an amazing wrestler,
They should have had Party Boy up on the announce table dancing, shaking his ass.
Oh my God. They didn't block anything out. His ass cheeks are hanging out. Then Knoxville won, which, I mean, of course, you knew he was going to. And then we had the most useless match of the night. The Women's Tag Team Championship. Carmella and Queen Zelina versus Sasha Banks and Naomi versus Liv for Brutality versus Natalya and Shayna Baszler, which Natalya and Shayna Baszler is a team that makes absolutely no sense. And none of these teams, I don't have any feelings for any of these teams, because there's no real tag teams here. These are all just singles competitors that have been thrown together. That's why nobody gives a shit about the women's division, the women's tag team division, because there's no real tag teams. You want to look like I put that tweet out when I was watching Supercard of Honor, when I was watching the Briscoes versus FTR, and I put the tag to WWE, and the crowd sitting there chanting tag. This is saying tag team wrestling. I was like, this is tag team wrestling. Are you listening? I mean, I like the women's tag team match. I like the women's tag team match was amazing. Okay, and here's the thing: like, there are some of my favorite women wrestlers in that match. Okay, Sasha Banks, she's awesome. What's her name? God, my brain doesn't want to work.
Ripley.
Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley should be pushed to the freaking moon, man. Naomi's really good. Liv is getting better. Natalia is better than all of them. She doesn't get a chance to show it. Hey, it's the Guardian of Chaos.
GOC.
What up, Big Daddy? Oh, hey, Cage, can you get your brain cage off my TV?
Hey, Big Daddy,
Nice.
you gonna be with us for a few minutes?
He said, just got done moderating. Sweet. Awesome sauce. Actually. Oh, crap. I'm not logged in for that. Hang on. Switch accounts. There we go.
I had a question for you. I've been waiting to ask you since you were here a couple weeks ago. But I've been watching some of your podcasts. And my question for you is, we've talked before about a Mount Rushmore, either WWE, WCW, who we want to put up there. Question for you, Big Daddy. Who is on your Mount Rushmore of managers, wrestling managers?
Ooh, that's an interesting one.
Me personally, when I got into wrestling, I was not a big. I got in near the end of
the whole valet manager thing.
The Wizard. Well, his name is escaping me. Had the rubber bands.
Oh, Lou Albano.
Lou Albano. That was the time that I was getting into it when those guys were finishing up. So I don't know a whole lot about those guys. I really wasn't a WCW guy to follow J.J. Dillon and those guys.
He's on mine. 100%.
But I want to know who your Mount Rushmore of managers is. To me, Bobby Heenan, number one.
That's a good one.
I would throw Jimmy Hart up there.
All right. Hart Foundation, cool deal.
I know. I probably would throw up, to me, because that was where I was at the time. I would probably throw up the Slickster.
Slick?
And,
okay.
And I agree with you there. Leg kick, Jim Cornette.
For me, it would be Heenan, Cornette, Dylan 100%, dude, because I'm such a horseman mark. And believe it or not, man, he's the modern day guy, Paul Heyman. Dude, I mean, think about somebody who's done so much with so little. I mean, Heyman's just Heyman kills it. I mean, but there's got Paul Bearer. Dude, Paul Bearer, Sherry, sensational Sherry. Sherry was a great manager.
She was. So was Elizabeth.
It would be easier for me to do a top 10. It would be easier for me to do a top 10 than it would be doing a top 4. He said, Big Daddy said, Captain Lou, Freddie Blassie. Oh, classy Freddie Blassie. Yes. Dude, how the hell did I forget about him? Bobby Heenan Cornette with Gary Hart as an alternate. Yeah. That's a murderer's row right there.
Yeah, I really didn't get in the Classy or Captain Lou because I was just like, again, it was near where I started getting into it, and I really didn't see those guys. I mean, yeah, I saw Captain Lou with the Islanders and things like that, but
well, it's just like I remember when Paul Heyman first hit the scene, and he was managing guys like the SST, the Samoan SWAT team. He managed the other version of the Midnight Express. The years again when it was them again, it was the two Midnight Express teams versus and then it was the manager versus manager with Cornette and we call himself Paulie Dangerously. Dude, like he's been around a lot longer than people think he has, and he's really, really good. Like in my mind, as a modern day, he's one of the only ones still doing it today. Think about that for a second, you know. Oh wow, that's a blast. Wow, that's a blast from the past. Oh, wow, Sheik Adnan, yeah.
Yeah, but I've been waiting for Big Daddy to come in so I can ask him that question.
Courtney said Sherry Montel, Gorilla Monsoon, J.J. Dillon, and Tigress. Okay, yeah, no, dude, Sherry is a much bigger one than much bigger than it's a lot. She doesn't get quite as much credit as I think she deserves because she was also a wrestler as well. But yeah, people forget Gorilla Monsoon, but J.J. Dillon's 100%. Rick Rude and Orndorff. Yeah. But yeah, man, that's wow, that was a hell of a question, dude. Completely derailed my train of thought, dude. I'm like, holy crap, man. Like I'm trying to remember like all the different managers and valets and stuff. And it's like, holy crap. That's like that. But you know what? I would have to say if you're gonna pick a number one, it's gotta be Bobby.
Yeah.
It's gotta be Bobby Heenan. Yeah. Oh yeah. I know. Like it. Oh yeah, Paul. Yeah, but Paul Ellering only he kind of only. I mean, he started off. Who else was he? He managed. Didn't he manage? Jake Roberts for a little bit, and then. But he basically was just the. Manager for the LOD.
Yeah.
But JJ Wizard, yeah. You mentioned Wizard, right?
Like I said, that was the time I got in was when he was already gone or phased out.
Yep. Paul Jones. But I would have to say, like, if I was going to pick a number one, it would have to be Bobby because Bobby managed so many people. And he would, Oliver, yes, Sir Oliver Humperdinck. Oh my God, man, dude. Bill Alfonso is a sleeper. Okay, yeah. Oh, so everyone's throwing out questions now. It's like, what song would everyone use for your theme song? Well, do you want my my fantasy, like where I'm actually like in shape and I don't suck and it's like
Rob's song would be "Somebody Call My Mama."
My song would probably be like "It's Finger Licking Good." It'd be like the theme song from KFC. But no, if I could pick a song to be like my theme music, man, it would be Megadeth "Seek and Destroy," something like that. But yeah, Sir Oliver, man, God dang, you pulling some crap out of the past, and like that's a distant memory. Jake Roberts and King Kong Bundy, that's right. Yeah, they were the original Legion of Doom. Eddie Murphy, party all the time. Dude, Eddie Murphy. Good Lord. Anyway, we're talking about night. Oh yeah, we were talking about night two.
We were talking about night two.
The women, like I said, the women's match, the women's tag match. It was the wrestling was okay. It's just that the buildup was terrible, and I didn't care. AJ versus Edge was, in my personal opinion, the best match of the night. I mean, it's Edge and it's AJ, and then of course we got whatever that weird thing was when that group that he and Priest created, the Edge Lords.
Yeah, my theme song would be if I had a theme song would be "Thunderstruck" by AC/DC.
That's a good one. So yeah, because we're going to pick all tough guy stuff.
No, yeah. I did. When I used to live in Maryland, in Hagerstown, Maryland, I did. Sorry, go off track here. I was a sponsor at the business I used to work with for the Hagerstown Suns minor league baseball team, and we got to do batting and fielding one day at the ballpark, and we got to pick songs for our entrance music. when we came up to bat. So mine was Enter the Sandman and yeah, and then Vader's theme from Empire or from Star Wars.
The Imperial March. Yeah.
Imperial March. Yeah, those are my two walk-up songs.
Leg kicks. Caloris, right? That's Sabaton. That's a good song, man. I love Sabaton. I actually saw them in concert a few years ago, but right before COVID. Dude, that's an awesome band. I love those guys. Maldacito, is your name gonna be just insane too? EC Dub. But no, man. Yeah, it's like WrestleMania was a pleasant surprise, man. I was, and then again, like I said, I watched Raw, and it was such a letdown.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask you about the main event, Roman versus Brock. Do you think they did the right thing
by taking the title off of Brock and unifying it? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah. Taking like having Roman beat Brock. Personally, I think they did.
I think so because they've been really pushing the family.
Mm-hmm. I just think because Roman's a young guy and Brock isn't.
Yeah, I mean, I have no problem with Reigns being the dual title holder, unified title holder. Hopefully, the injury he has doesn't derail that at any point because they're even though he was at Raw and was doing this, I mean he's got
an injury.
He's got something, and who knows? Hopefully doesn't take him out for any extended period of time. But then what they're gonna do to split the titles up again, who knows?
Yeah, and that's like I said, like this WrestleMania had some serious feels to it, man. With Taker coming out, but yeah.
But they managed to squeeze in the New Day versus Ridge Holland and Sheamus in there on night 2,
which is another match that I don't know. It just felt very uninspired to me.
And I talked about it. Sorry, maybe to catch you there. I talked about it before we got on. Is I was really impressed with Paul McAfee versus Austin Theory.
He was good. He was really good in that cage match in NXT.
And when he leaped up to the top rope, Austin Theory had to help brace him there, but and doing that superplex on the top rope, nice.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a much better match than I thought it was going to be. And I got to start giving McAfee more credit because, like I said, during that NXT takeover. They were awesome. He was great in that. But yeah, dude, like the Steiners getting inducted, I love that whole thing, and I love the fact that they inducted both of them because originally they did not want to induct Scott Steiner into the Hall of Fame, but they finally caved, and I'm so glad that they did. It's you know what though, man? It happens to everybody, dude. It's the fate of the flesh, man. It's Father Time is undefeated. But I got choked up a little bit during the Steiner because I love Rick Steiner, dude. The Steiner brothers are great. They're definitely one of the best tag teams of all time. But I'm a huge fan of Rick Steiner, dude. I love Rick Steiner. I remember I'm all the way back in the varsity days.
Yep.
Dogface Gremlin was like I always gravitated to the grizzled tough guys, man. Like him and Arn Anderson. Guys like him and Arn Anderson. Those guys were always those are the guys I always gravitated towards.
Yeah, I mean McAfee looked really good, and I think he looked better than the matches I've seen with Bad Bunny. And Bad Bunny is, for a rapper, I mean, he's putting the time and effort into it. And McAfee, same thing. I mean,
the difference between the two of them, the reason why I mean, I don't have anything against Bad Bunny. I just don't particularly care for it. Pat McAfee is there is there every week.
And
You
I'm
can
sure
tell
he's
the
got,
dude freaking loves it, man.
and I'm sure he gets time in the ring after or before whatever if he wants to with these
Mhm.
guys. But he's also an athlete. I mean, he played NFL.
Yeah. Now imagine if he had been training for like, back if he was like because he's in his 40s now, isn't he?
I think so.
Yeah. Imagine if he was back when he was like 25, 30, and he really put the time into it. He could have been really good. 100%, dude. He's like that. That's the reason why they called it the Steiner line, man. Rick Steiner had one of the meanest clotheslines. I would put it up there with Stan Hansen and what's his name? Kojima. He had like one of the meanest clotheslines ever, dude. I loved Rick Steiner, dude.
And as good as I thought the match with McAfee and Austin Theory was, it went when they put old man McMahon in the ring.
McAfee is 34. Is he really? He's younger than I thought he was.
Really? Vince McMahon taking their shirt off and taking their jacket and taking their shirt
hang on, man.
off.
Dude, I gotta stop you there, man. I gotta give Vince McMahon all the credit in the world. That dude looks, for being 76 years old, he looks better than me. Okay, he looks better than you and me both. So, yeah, all the credit in the world to him, man. But yeah, it was yeah. I just checked it out too. So
yeah, but
he's 34. Holy crap! I thought he was older than that. Didn't he? He retired. He must have retired from football really young then. But who's he gonna dance to now? Boogs is on the shelf. I'm sure they'll find somebody. Get that dude that played Jade Cargill in. Remember that guy at the last pay-per-view that played Jade Cargill in her match? Get that dude. Holy crap. Are you kidding me?
And then we had Stone Cold coming out. Yeah,
yep.
That stunner on McMahon was
the most comically bad stunner in the history of stunners, man. But dude, everybody's talking about that. Is anybody talking about the crazy flop that Austin Theory did when he got stunned? Dude, that was like when the Rock, like towards the end of his career, when the Rock would take a stunner and he would flip like 5 times.
That reminded me of like when Shawn Michaels took something from Hogan in that match where he just like bounced all over the place.
He acted like he was electrocuted or something.
Or like Lex Luger with some of Luger's freaking bumps he would take.
Oh my God, dude. You know what though? It was so like that moment. I know a lot of people that like that moment was so fun. It was just seeing Austin Theory do that flip flop like that. I was like, it was such shades of The Rock. Fun fact, that bump that Scott started backstage in WCW before he signed. We were at Baltimore Arena. I was traveling with SST during the Roadrunners. Oh, sweet. The Samoan SWAT team? Dope. Yeah. During the Roadrunners run. Wow. Dude, that was, you know what? That was a great time. That was a great time for tag team wrestling, man.
Yeah.
You had the SST. Like there were 4 or 5 big teams. You had the Rock and Roll Express were still around. But at the time, I'm trying to think. You had the Samoan SWAT team. You had the Legion of Doom. You had the Road Warriors. You had the Twin Towers, which was it started off. It was Dan Spivey and
was that Sid Vicious?
Sid Vicious. And you had Doom. Remember the
Ron Simmons and Butch Reed. Yeah.
Yep, you had the Midnight Express. Luger would scream when he had his 8-pack. When he had it, he got his 8-pack. He messed up my sheen. I owe a lot to Samoan Dynasty, dude. They were like we were actually talking like a year or two ago. Me and Boogie were talking, and we were like, if the Samoan Dynasty just collected all of them together, all the wrestlers that are part of the Samoan Dynasty together today, just the guys going today, you could almost start a company with them. There's so many of them out there, dude. You got Roman, you've got The Rock, you've got
the Usos,
you got the Usos, you got the God, you've got their brother Hikuleo, you got Jacob Fatu. The Usos' little brother is in NXT now, right?
Yeah. Yep.
You've got
you got Nia Jax. She's not wrestling right now, but
yeah. What the frick is his name? Who's the guy in MLW beside? There's another dude in is it MLW or is it GCW? I can't remember. But there's 7 guys right there. I mean, there's 7-8 guys right there. You know, you start going back through time. Meng and what was the other name? Oh, Meng was Haku.
Did you mention Haku?
That's you're right. That's correct. My mistake. The Yoko, Umaga, Rikishi, LA Smooth, Tonga Kid. Dude, Tonga Kid is awesome. Samu, yeah, MLW. Yeah, Jacob Fatu is MLW. I mentioned him. But yeah, like you just take those guys and put them together, and like you got the core for an entire company there. So,
yep.
Now Lex is a pastor. Yeah, dude, Lex Luger is a cautionary tale. But
don't do roids.
Yeah, but yeah. Is there anything else we need to talk about? Yes, Samoa Joe is going to be.
Samoa Joe is all. Oh,
there's a guy just fought. I forgot about right there. He's going to be on Dynamite, so this Dynamite's going to be awesome as shit.
I did mention it last Tuesday. My good last Tuesday was Toni Storm was a free agent.
Yeah.
And what happened? She was out the next day on AEW Dynamite wrestling in the opening match for the Owen Hart tournament on the women's side.
Which so far the preliminaries for that have been pretty decent. I like that Toni Storm. Toni Storm was a no-brainer, but they need to get Ember Moon. They need to get Athena, aka Ember Moon, in that freaking division, man. You get her in there, you now have a very, very solid women's division. Now you just got to build some freaking storylines for them because they haven't done shit. They haven't done anything.
Yeah, I think the men's half starts tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what I believe so. Courtney was anyone disappointed that The Rock didn't show up? Not really.
Nope.
I'm hearing rumors on Tony. I want to know what kind of deal she's got, man, because her OnlyFans, she made $10,000 in one day. So they had to pay her nice chunk of change to come back to wrestling. So, but I gotta go later, people. Yeah, we're about to end the show.
Yeah, we're getting ready to wrap it up too.
But appreciate that, guys, and Mia Yim and Tony. Yeah, I would do Ember Moon, Mia Yim, and Tony Storm. So would I. But all right, anything you want to say before we go, brother?
Appreciate everybody stopping by. We're up to 78 subscribers on the channel, so thank you everybody for helping us grow. Appreciate it. All you do to help us does not go unnoticed, and we want to hit that. We want to hit that 100 here soon. We went from 50, probably like what month and a half ago to 78.
Yep. Onward to 100. But appreciate everybody that came in here. Braun Breaker is live. Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
But, thank you, Big Daddy. Thank you, Courtney, Maldacito, Leg Kick,
Fantasia,
and Hicksville. And guys, we appreciate you guys more than you can realize. We appreciate you guys. You guys are the core of the show.
I'm glad I was able to throw that curveball there with the with the managers Mount Rushmore.
Yep, that's what we do, man. But anyway, guys, appreciate it.
Gotta keep it interesting, man.
Yep. We'll catch you guys later. Take care. Bye-bye.